Hey, everybody. Welcome to the websites.ca podcast. And what we do is we help small businesses across Canada. We help them to build and maintain an effective website and an effective online presence.
This is Sean here, websites.ca marketing. We're going to chat with Ryan a little bit this week about some tips for small businesses online and obviously some issues and problems he's seen over the week that he's helped people solve. So before we get into it, Ryan, I was going to ask you, just let us know a little bit about what you've been doing at websites.ca and what you're responsible for.
Absolutely. So right now I'm in a sales manager role. And what that means is I look after all incoming sales, anybody that's interested in our service or has questions or concerns about it. I also deal with our long-standing customers. I do what we call our website review, our annual review with our customers to make sure they're getting the most out of their website, that they're seeing value from the service that we provide them.
It's awesome. And in terms of the reviews or in terms of what you've heard from the support team this week, can you let me know, one or two things clients were struggling with that you maybe were able to help them out?
Yeah, a great example, actually. I was just on a phone call this morning. It's not from a current customer yet. It's actually a prospective customer. The issue that they were struggling with is they don't have the time or the resources to do updates on their website themselves. So this prospect already has a website. The website looks pretty good. It was only built a couple of years ago, but their challenge is they don't have the resources to keep the website as up to date as it needs to be. And let me go a little more specific. They just had a fundraising event. This is a nonprofit organization. They just had a fundraising event last weekend that they weren't able to promote on the website at all because they had nobody with the time or expertise to go into the website and add that to their events page. So I was explaining to them how websites.ca could solve that pain point is we can take over the management of the website. So whenever they have a promotion or a fundraising event or anything going on, they can just call us or email that to us, leave it with us for a business day or two. Our team turns around, lets you know, hey, this update's been done on your site. So taking that updater hat off of their shoulders and putting it onto ours.
Now, is their issue that their provider doesn't get back to them in time, or is it that they struggle to log in and update because it's hard or confusing or out of, the platform is really old?
Good question. So I believe the situation that they're in is they're a nonprofit, so they are, their expenses are crucial to them and what they're spending on their service. Their current provider, I believe, is just a host, which means all they do is provide the storage space for the website, and the updates are entirely up to them to manage.
Got it.
And their challenge is that their entire board is not really technically savvy. They said this is their own words. They're not really tech savvy. So it's always a challenge for them to go in and edit their own website because they don't have the confidence to do it. And it's one of those things that just gets shifted to the back burner. And then in this specific example, this customer had a fundraising event that they didn't even promote on their website.
Yeah. So you might as well not even have a website at that point.
At that point, it becomes into that category for sure.
That's funny. What I was also going to ask you about is sort of online elements or popular website elements that you see out there that you hear of that you think most small businesses would be better off ignoring. So that's like the fad stuff or the funky tools or bells and whistles and things like that. What do you think people are focusing on that's just not moving the bottom line for their business, not improving their website in any way?
Good question. There's a lot of that out there these days. A lot of over-promising and under-delivering and, some smoke and mirrors a little bit with these online marketing options. The number one thing I would say to ignore is the phone calls that many Canadian small businesses are getting from mostly, from what I've seen, it's mostly American companies, often located in like Florida or California, that are contacting Canadian small businesses selling marketing services like Google My Business verification. This is something that we've actually written a blog post about this on our website already. But it's still something I hear almost on a weekly basis from my prospects and our customers saying, "Hey, we got this call saying our business isn't verified on Google." And when business owners hear that, that's immediately perks their ears up to say, "What do you mean we're not verified on Google?" But what a lot of small business owners don't know is this: what they're referring to is the Google My Business listing. That is something that can be verified for free. There's no cost, and it's not a really complex process either. A business owner can do this on their own for free. Um, but one of the benefits of working with websites.ca is we do this verification as part of the web service that we offer to our customers. So that would be the first thing that comes to mind, Sean, about services that businesses are better off ignoring is these sort of these high pressure sales tactics from people misleading customers about, oh, Google's not verified, you're going to be deranked by Google, or you have no Google reviews. You want to watch out for these sort of sales sharks out there swimming in the water searching for gullible small business owners.
Yeah, not quite a scam, because I think they do provide some services at a really marked up rate, but it's right on the border of scam.
Exactly, and I agree with you there. I've never described it as a scam. Our customers and people I've talked to have said, "Oh, these guys are scamming you." Not real. I agree with you. Not really, because most of them do what they say they're going to do. But I've seen people be charged, in their neighborhood of $600, $800, $1,000 as a one-time charge to get your Google business listing set up and verified, when it is something you can do yourself for free, or you could pay a Canadian company a much smaller fee to help you manage this Google business listing.
Yeah, totally. And of course, we should point out and clarify again that when they say you're going to be delisted on Google, that's pretty much a straight up lie. So there's
pretty much a straight up lie. Exactly right, Sean. It's one of those sales strategies to, perk your ears up. And what? We're going to be delisted by Google? What? Like that gets your ears perked up and your concern levels up that these guys might be able to help solve a potential problem.
Yeah. Dan, do you still hear from time to time when people say, they say, "Oh, this company is working with Google," and what the company really means is that they're a Google partner, which anybody can become, but it's very confusing to some small business owners. They think that there's some sort of personal connection between the business and Google.
Absolutely. I still hear this for sure on a weekly basis, where, hey, we're working with a company that's closely partnered with Google, or has a special relationship. And as you and I know, those don't exist, at least in the small business world.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. Anybody can apply and jump through Google's hoops to become a Google partner. You have to do some online testing, jump through some hoops. Hey, now you're a Google partner. But where that line of misleading comes in is when you say, "Hey, we've got the inside scoop," or "We're a preferred partner of Google," which just because you jump through some hoops doesn't to get your Google verification or your Google partnership doesn't really mean. People try and describe it differently than what it actually is and mislead small business owners. So that's something to be aware of too.
Totally. And to bring it back, so we've talked about misleading kind of scammy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to focus as well on totally legitimate requests by people.
Of course.
Because, like bells, like I call them bells and whistles that they don't really need on their website. And the biggest example I could think of this week was social share buttons. So those are the little buttons, for people who don't know, along the side of the website that load up, or maybe sometimes along the bottom. And a lot of marketers, a lot of web designers, even small business owners will ask, and they'll say, "Oh, can I get the social share? People are going to share my page on Google." But the fact is, it's kind of a total waste of time. It's a waste of valuable website real estate. To be honest, it's annoying for users. It's like a little pop-up that comes up. And honestly, I've almost never seen them clicked on for a small business website. So, I mean, if you're a larger business, you have a big marketing budget, you're doing a ton of content marketing, you have a big pop on social media, okay, maybe these social share buttons could be useful.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of examples like that we see where people will, they have a very large expectations for their website, but they won't focus on the writing or the content or their offer at all. They'll just say, I want all these forms and I want all these pop-ups and I want this and that. And I want to sign up to my email list. And you say, oh, do you send emails? No, not yet. And it's always putting the cart before the horse. And very few providers, it seems to me, and we try to do this obviously, is just slow people down, get them to focus on the basics, get them to focus on the essentials, and not actually overdo the website, or overcook it or ruin it.
Great point, Sean, and I agree with you on that. The social share buttons, um, people have seen it. It's a common thing on blogging websites and really like high social presence websites, and our customers have asked about it. And I agree with you that it's basically unless you are a social media influencer or you're really building your brand on social media only and you're trying to drive all that traffic back to Facebook or Instagram or what have you, those sharing buttons aren't going to hold a lot of value. And I agree, it's almost a little bit annoying because it's more things in that valuable real estate on your website. And just to add on to that, I think it's a common thing that business owners do is they will look at big businesses out there that are multi-million dollar, 1,000 employee businesses and use them as a frame of reference for how they should run their business. And there's definitely some validity there. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but what you shouldn't do is if, you're a computer repair shop in, Red Deer, Alberta, I don't think you should be modeling your business based on, a big business like Apple or Microsoft and look at what these guys are doing on their websites and how they're managing their website and apply those tactics to yours. Because really you're selling to a different segment, you're selling to a different audience. So this is a common thing that we see is look at the big guys and see what they're doing and mirror some of those elements. And there are some truths to that, but should we mirror everything? No, I disagree. And those social share buttons are one of those things. I agree. It's a little bit of a waste of real estate.
Totally. And to that point also, for the big companies, they might have a very complex funnel worked out that actually works great for them, right? So maybe in their case, driving somebody to social makes sense. I can't think of a reason why it would, but that's the biggest thing to think about with small businesses is you've got somebody on your website. Why on earth would you want to drive them to someone else's platform at that point? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make any sense. But of course, it seems cool. It seems sexy. Ooh, an extra thing is on my site. So yeah, I guess that would be our biggest takeaway of the week is that if someone says something that's alarmist, you can ignore it. If you feel like you need to add extra things, you probably need to pull back and add less things. So it's just a bit of contrarian advice this week.
I agree with that wholeheartedly there, Sean. Absolutely.
Is there anything else, Ryan, that you were thinking of just that would apply or would be kind of helpful to our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, for those listeners that may not be familiar with websites.ca, we've been around since 1999. So this is our 21st year in business. And our whole focus is working with small businesses that need help with their website, that need some valuable advice and coaching from people in the know that have been doing this for a long time. And check out our website. Go to business.websites.ca to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and feel free to contact me directly if you want to have a conversation about where your website's at today, if you have a website, or if you don't have a website and want to know what it takes to get started, reach out to me directly. Send me an email to ryan@websites.ca. I'd be happy to chat with you about it.
Yep, that's ryan@websites.ca. Awesome, Ryan. Thanks for your time. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening, guys. Catch you next time.